mic works. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DRW Radio. Kind of a thrown together episode. I'm pretty sure the person on the phone doesn't even know what's going to happen. But, welcome to DRW Radio. Tonight I have a special guest, DMG. DMG, what is up?
You son of a bitch. I really would have appreciated knowing that this was going to happen. But you know what? Impromptu things are pretty good. I'm alright. How the hell are you?
I'm pretty good getting this radio show set up. My mic kind of fucked up on us last night, so we couldn't do it last night. But tonight, it's working. I had to update some things on my computer. It's still new, so it's still getting all the updates worked out of it, because it's wanting to be a fucking bitch. Yeah, I just said that on live fucking radio. I don't even care. Anyway, DMG is with us. She's an icon in the E-Fed wrestling world. And tonight, she's going to bring some of her great wisdom, some of funny stories from the E-Fed wrestling world. And I want to hear them. So, we're going to start asking a few questions. DMG, you returned to DRW at Extreme Rumble, coming in at number 30, and it came down to you and the man who you are managing now, Chris Knox, who I consider one of my very good friends. Knox has traveled around the world. He's the owner of Hard Knocks Wrestling, and he's a fucking genius. He's helped me out with some amazing storylines. How did you feel coming back, and how did you feel having a great show of talent and a great in-ring, I guess you can call it a match against Chris Knox?
Well, you know, I was happy about coming back. Of course, everybody knows that I show up when I want to. But, you actually asked me to come back at Extreme Rumble, and I agreed. With it coming down to me and Chris Knox again, I knew that it could go either way, but I don't mind the fact that I lost to him. He's good. He's really, really good. Why the hell did he get big guy asked him if he wanted a manager? Somebody that would help him advance in his career. Somebody that was serious about it. He took me up on it. I don't think he knows what he got himself into.
Chris Knox he's a hell of an athlete. I am very happy that he won the 2015 Extreme Rumble. Last year it was Messiah who picked up the win. Moving on into these questions. You're female, you know, and you are one of the only females. You are the only female to ever hold a major championship in DRW. But now Susie Spitz coming up in the world. She's the second woman to ever hold a DRW title, a singles title, but she has her first crack at a major championship March 1st at Beer Bash, a pay-per-view you created. How do you feel about Susie Spitz going to follow into your footsteps, going after a major championship?
I'm proud of that. I mean, why wouldn't I be? Women can do just what men can do. Hell, some of us can do it better. She's one of them that proved that she can do things a hell of a lot better than some people. I'm proud to even know her. And it means even more that she followed in the footsteps and knows how great she really is. She doesn't need anyone to tell her that.
You know, I've been watching Susie Spitz since she first came in to DRW. And honestly, when I first saw her, I thought she was going to be nothing more than a honey-dickin' whore bag. But when she came from a doll face to a badass, and she can hang with the big boys. And being only the second woman to ever hold a singles championship, now going after a major title. Key Morbid came, and now she's in singles competition. You and her are tag team champions. How do you feel with Key Morbid and her being your tag team partner, your travel partner? And now, how do you feel that she's now stepping into singles competition? And in the future, do you ever see Key Morbid versus DMG?
Oh, you know, she only works well with people for so long. But I happen to be one of them that she worked with longer and able to coincide with. I've known her since 2010. And at first, she didn't like me. I really didn't have any thoughts about her. But, you know, she was the first match I ever had. Of course I lost, because I'm coming in here going, okay, I have no idea who she is. I really don't know that much about her. I mean, all I've seen was, you know, her matches from the past, but that wasn't many. I didn't get to see many of them. So, like I said, really didn't know a whole hell of a lot about her. I ended up going into this match. Someone stabbed me in my fucking knee before I even got to the ring. And I still went down there. And I passed out instead of tapping out. And that's when she told me that I had her respect. Cool. And we faced off many, many times, many different promotions. Oh my God. Tore the house down every time. Do I see Morbid DMG part 1000 anytime soon? Sure. Not at all.
It's no secret that, the family relation between everybody, me, you, Key, Firestar, Grant, we're all related, whatever. And the thing that we all share, we've all been to the top at one point in time. You've been to the top here in DRW. Phil's been to the top here in DRW. I've been to the top. I'm at the top right now. Grant's been at the top here in DRW. Do you ever see Key Morbid getting to the top? And if so, how would that make you feel?
Yeah, I see it. How does it make me feel? I'd be proud. And why not? She's a great competitor. She's a great friend. But, I have no ill feeling if she were to ever make it to the top. Hell, I see it. I see it happening rather soon. Really do.
Well, I'm a Fed owner. You've been a Fed owner. I mean, you're currently helping with an ass load of Feds. Let the people out there that, that are trying to get in their foot in the door into starting their own Fed, and, let them know, what it takes and, what type of strain it puts on you and what you got to do to keep that bitch up and running. I mean, from my experience, I've been running DRW for almost 2 years now. July 27th will be our 2-year anniversary, which will be live in Bethlehem, Jerusalem at the Taylor Dome. But I've been running this Fed for 2 years, and it's been a lot. I've been through an assload of relationships because some girls didn't like that I did this. And, I'm trying to make it as entertaining as possible. I mean, we do newscasts, radios, fucking interviews. We do everything to keep this bitch afloat. I mean, it's been a rough 2 years, but it's been a pretty fun 2 years. Let them know what it takes for you.
Oh, my God. I lose a lot of sleep helping people out.
You gotta be a crazy motherfucker to run a Fed.
Hell yeah. And I'm definitely one of them. I know you are too. Why what we got going on right now is as successful as it is. Even when we weren't talking for that little bit of time, still know how to keep shit running.
I mean, shit. I have insomnia, so I barely ever sleep. From anywhere to 7 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm up, I'm writing shows, I'm writing storylines, I'm doing interviews, I'm doing radio shows. I'm doing everything I can to keep DRW afloat. And, for the groups that right now are labeled as jobber groups, the Fed owner, all he's got to do is keep his fucking head in the game, and, talent will come and go. You will lose people that you think will be the best ever, and turns out they're just flashes in the pan. I mean, a lot of my friends, DMG's my friend, Grant's my friend, Ken, Tyler, Sean, Firestar, we're all friends, and we stuck together in this. Mia, she's in this. I mean, it takes an assload, and you gotta be very understanding, but at the same time, you gotta be an asshole, because you can't just be Mr. Nice Guy. I've tried that. It does not work. Talent will run over you. You're not gonna be able to make everyone happy with what's going on. Exactly. And the ones that are gonna complain, I mean, you take the feedback from them. Listen to what they have to say, and then tell them in the end, you know what? Just because you don't like it, just because you don't like the result, maybe you should do a little bit better. Maybe you should put more effort in what you're doing. I mean, I started DRW right at the end of an era where it wasn't so cool to do this. I mean, at that timeline, you got to think about what was happening. I mean, CRW just had a huge war with WWE Attitude when it was still a WRP before it became an E-Fed, and before DRW bought it. it was a huge war that went down. A lot of friendships were lost. There was a lot of fucking drama that just didn't need to happen. It was unnecessary. And
EFED and WRP groups are two different sides of a role play.
Exactly. But it was a huge fucking war. A lot of things happened.
I remember that so well. I got kicked out of a lot of places. I lost a lot of friends.
I lost 3 groups.
Of turning my back on people that needed me for a man, and that is not true. I've always done what I wanted to do.
Exactly. I mean, and then when I started DRW up, I had to find some of the best talent around Facebook to get this afloat. I mean, we take a look at the very first pay-per-view. The first main evented pay-per-view, I think the main event was Austin versus Grant versus you versus Tyler maybe, and Austin Uhas won the strap that night, and from then on, boom, we were up at the top. We've been up at the top. I would like to say this isn't the WWE of sports entertainment professional wrestling, because I believe when people look at DRW, they don't look at us as we're entertainment. That we do the best we can to put on wrestling matches. We don't really tell story. I mean, we do. I tell a great fucking story.
Some of us do tell a story when we are out there.
Yeah.
Doing what we do.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You can't just.
We also wrestle, and we.
Exactly. I mean, you gotta throw sports entertainment in there sometimes, because sometimes professional wrestling is boring, because you don't just want to sit there for 4 hours and watch 2 guys wrestle in the ring. You gotta have some entertainment with it. But, you know, DRW, we came from nothing and literally became one of the biggest fucking E-Feds on Facebook. And I'm very proud of that. I'm not saying that there isn't bigger feds out there, because there probably is. I'm just not a part of them. Don't want to be a part of them. I could probably learn something from them, but I'm good. But, and you know, Pam, we talked about that timeline in history where the war was going on. And, you know, you were dead center of the middle of it, because if you want to think about it, you were technically you were right there in dead center of the war. You had CRW, and then you had Attitude over here, and here you are, dead center. I mean, I had to take CRW's side because I had Phil's back. You were trying to play neutral to keep everybody fucking happy, but then eventually you're just like, you know what, fucking go at it. Tell us about how that was back in that time, and what you were feeling at that time, and how you looked at the business from that standpoint.
Well, at that time, you're right. I tried to be the neutral party. I tried to be a negotiator. And face it, my people skills suck. I'm not really good at that. It got to a point where, after I was accused of turning my back on people that really needed me or a man, that's when I said, you know what? Fuck you, and fuck you too. Y'all want to do this, you go right ahead. And you know what? I've already picked my side, and that's mine. That's me. I do me, y'all can do you. Y'all can go ahead and fuck each other up here. I don't care. All I know is it's good for me.
I mean,
I do what I want to do when I want to do it.
It was a pretty rough time. I mean,
I lost a lot of sleep trying to keep myself together, trying to keep everywhere that I was at together until I got booted out of Attitude completely.
I mean, we take a look back on that. I mean, I learned. Well, fuck, I commentated one of the best matches of 2014. In my opinion, fuck, it may have been 2013 actually. Fucking Firestar Hart versus Sin. That was one of the best matches I think I've ever seen. And then, you know, we go right from that, and then you see Firestar versus Austin Uhas. That was a fucked up situation. Fucking, they should have just went at it without any scripts, but whatever. It was a good match nonetheless. It was a great match, but Sin versus Firestar was the best match out of those two. Fuck, I mean, it was a great time for the matches, but for the drama itself, it was really bad. I mean, it was killing companies. fuck, I don't think Attitude WRP has ever been the same. Because, from...
I'm still part of, Attitude,
I'm not,
the WRP part of it. And I really don't see many matches going on. I don't see their pay-per-views being all that successful. I see the same people being at the top that were a couple of years ago. Because they really don't have a lot of people coming through there to play. When I was kicked out of Attitude, the WRP part of it, they held a funeral for me, and they burned my...
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Weapon.
They burned your hockey stick, I remember that.
Yeah, but the thing is, they only burned a replica. And they held a funeral for someone that they were told that I did all these things, and they were told by one person. They never bothered to listen to me. And that's fine.
I mean...
that just shows that people will blindly follow someone.
Yeah,
One person will blindly follow a motherfucker.
I mean, you know...
And I spoke out and I told them that they were being sheep.
Attitude EFED, now that it's a CAW, when Brandon came back and he brought Attitude EFED back to life, I thought that was the biggest threat to DRW. I didn't tell anybody that, but I honestly felt that was the biggest threat to DRW because Brandon can run a fucking show. Brandon is really good at it, but...
For the longest time, they were, a lot of people that were in here were trying to get him to let me come in over there, and he kept saying no. And it didn't bother me that he said no, because I already was established in many other places. But when he actually wanted me over there, he talked to me about it personally. We squashed any issues that we may have had, and he wanted me to write for him. He wanted me to wrestle over there, and then he made me the commissioner.
Damn, he was one year.
Hey, he ended up firing my best friend, though. Ha, really wasn't cool.
Who?
Who do you think?
Heather?
Yeah.
He fired her?
her? Yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't know.
Yep. He ended up banning her and Ryan Pedigo from the place.
Oh, yeah, I remember the Pedigo part of it. I didn't remember...
Yes, but Heather went too. He fired her too. When he inboxed me and told me that it was my Fed now because he trusted me over anyone else and said that he wasn't going to be back, I was like, whoa, okay, do you realize that I help run various other places too? I'm not going to promise anything. He said, I trust you. Whatever you end up doing with it, I trust you.
I mean, Attitude Call's doing all right. I mean, that's all I could do with it was make it a call. I couldn't.
I understand that, and I'm not upset at you for that. And you did what you thought was best. Because I told you, hey, I need help. Because not only am I supposed to run this place, I have so much other shit on my plate. I mean, now, schoolwork and everything else, I mean, what the hell? I'm going to be more down on my feet than I ever have been. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. Why? Because I've met some really great people over the years.
I mean, granted, if Attitude EFED wouldn't have died, we wouldn't have had Warlord Victor and MC2 and He-Man, though He-Man left DRW. I don't really know why. I think it was a spat between him and Robert. That pissed me off because I loved He-Man. His character was boring, but in-ring-wise, I loved writing his matches. They were great, just because I was a big Bray Wyatt fan. But, Robert, I fucking still hate that guy, but we're alright.
I already know your thoughts about Robert. You don't gotta put it out there. Not while I'm here.
Oh, God. But, anyway, he's got his own pay-per-view coming up in DRW, Pretty in Cell. Don't miss that, guys. That's supposed to be a pretty good pay-per-view. We got the Smashdown live show.
Perdition Cell?
What?
Perdition Cell.
Perdition Cell. I never knew how to fucking say that. Nobody ever told me. I keep calling him Peridian Cell. Perdition Cell. There we go. That's how you say it. Perdition Cell. February 15th, live on the DRW Network. Also, February 11th, Thursday Night Smashdown Live special coming at you on the network. Don't miss that. That's going to be an epic pay-per-view. The headline, Zach Hollywood versus Warlord Victor, briefcase versus career. Well, somebody's going to the top and somebody's leaving, so. And do not miss March 1st, Beer Bash, one of the final stops on the road to Dark Mania. It's the final pay-per-view before Dark Mania, I know that. March 1st at the Reed Arena in College Station, Texas. On that night, you get to see Samuel Taylor in his pay-per-view debut against Sean Ripper, and you also get to see Susie Spitz versus Alex Fame for the World Heavyweight title. Plus, you get to see Mark Jacobs versus Chris Zero versus Torrance Banks for the Elite World Heavyweight Championship. Thank you for joining us on DRW Radio 64, 65. I'll look at it later. But thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Pam, any last words you'd like to say to the fans before we leave?
Not really. I don't really like people. I thought you knew that.
You don't like people. That's kind of rude. We got fans, you know. We got dedicated fans. You're just going to straight up spit in their face and be like, fuck you. I understand. No, I'm just fucking with you. Guys, yeah, catch us. Watch Attitude Caw. Yeah, SB Radio 65. All right. I thought I knew that. Okay. DRW Radio 65. Here it is. Thank you guys for joining us. Catch Radio 66 either tonight or tomorrow. The week of Dark Mania, from April 1st to April 12th, the 12 days of Dark Mania, we're going to do a bunch of fucking media shit, radio shows, newscasts, interviews,
meet and greets, all that good shit.
Fan access, all that good shit. Tune in, keep coming back. Thank you guys. As soon as I get my mouse to work, we'll be out of here. What'd you say?
I said fuck beer, drink beer, and I love you guys.
Later.